Thanks for being here with us tonight. I'm Morgan Romero.
And I'm Brian Holmes. Our top story tonight, after months of uncertainty, a federal program giving states money to expand electric vehicle charging infrastructure is back on track.
Aspen Shumpert joins us in studio. And Aspen, didn't the new administration pause this program earlier this year?
Right. Idaho's Transportation Department has been waiting to hear if the years of planning would pay off. Now, with the program resuming operations, the department is cautiously optimistic for what the future looks like.
It would make it easier for those with electric vehicles to be able to have opportunities to charge those vehicles as they're traveling through the state.
Idaho's infrastructure plan to add almost 40 new charging stations across the Gem State for electric vehicles hit a roadblock in February.
The executive order, so we had completely, it froze the NEVI program.
John Tomlinson, communications manager for the Idaho Transportation Department, says the federal government paused the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Initiative, or NEVI program, created during the Biden administration that allocated federal funding for states to build electric vehicle charging stations. ITD has been working with other state agencies on the plan since 2022.
We've sought a lot of input from the public. We listened. We wanted to hear what would work best for Idahoans. You also have to do an outreach and engagement study.
Per requirements under the Biden administration, charging stations needed to be within 50 miles of each other. In 2024, ITD mapped where those would go along interstate highways. But transportation officials under the Trump administration paused the program in February.
We stopped with spending any funds for the planning process, and so we were just kind of at a standstill.
Now, after months of waiting, new guidance arrived in August. The program was moving forward.
We were relieved in the sense that, all that work that had been put forth did not go all for naught.
One major change with the new regulations is states no longer have to place charging stations within 50 miles of each other, giving Idaho more flexibility in where to build.
It's up to, what's best for the state. And so that's what we're looking at.
ITD submitted a new application this month to remain in the program, but kept the same plans for charging stations to be within 50 miles of each other. Tomlinson says those plans could change in the future.
It's going to be back to, obviously not starting over, but we're taking a hard look at this plan and what we want to implement.
ITD was given 30 days from that August letter unfreezing the program to resubmit plans to remain eligible in the program. Now ITD is waiting for that approval from the Federal Highway Administration to continue in the program. Once approved, they'll spend the next several months looking at what's best for Idaho and if they want to scale back on the number of charging stations, since there's no longer that requirement for them to be within 50 miles of each other.
All right, thank you very much, Aspen.